So Stephen's question is, hi, I'm in my final year at university and I'm about to get into the real world to find a job. My degree is in business management. Throughout the lockdown, I got back into golf after a 10-year hiatus. I used to play off 12 when I was about 14, which is good, but stopped shortly after because my dad became injured and I didn't have the bug to play as much. Getting back playing the game last year and it reignited my love. Okay, I realised at 25 I'm not going to be a professional, but I would like to still be involved with the game at some capacity. My concern is that I've not been to like a golf school or done like a golf focused kind of degree or anything, and I've got a lack of industry knowledge and experience. But my question in short is, Rick, if you were in my shoes, how would you go about getting involved with the golf industry? So Stephen, he's obviously an intelligent bloke. He's doing a business management degree.
Yeah.
Likes the game of golf, loves the game of golf, wants to work in golf. So what advice would you give him?
I think now, more than any other time that I know in the golf industry, there are so many jobs in the golf industry that don't require you to hit a golf ball.
Mm-hmm.
Would you I remember when I did my PGA training, and one of the questions was in the room, right, everyone put your hand up. What do you want to be when you qualify? Do you want to be a player? And to be honest, most hands went up at that point. So everyone in the room put their hands up pretty much. Do you want to be a coach? Again, a lot of people put their hands up. Do you want to be a head pro? Again, a lot of people put their hands up. That's kind of where it stopped. Like, there wasn't many options after that. You either, if you were going to do a proper PGA studies, you do be a player, a coach, or a head pro.
Mm-hmm.
But now you look at the golf industry as a whole and you think about the range of jobs available. Like you, for example, you work in the golf industry, but this job wouldn't have been available 5 years ago, 10 years ago, because, being a brand manager of a social media business just didn't exist. That wasn't a role. And we've seen it loads in golf. So for Stephen's answer there, I would say if his business management degree comes out really strong, that could put him in an unbelievable position to move into the golf world, but think laterally. So yes, the golf world is a golf club. That's where you'd work at. Even there's roles at a golf club now. There's like business development managers. There's directors of golf. There's corporate day managers. There's beverage and finance, beverage and finance, that doesn't make sense. Food and beverage managers or in the golf.
Some golf courses as well, they actually don't have a pro, do they? They have a shop that's kind of ran by, like you said, a business manager or whatever. Director
of golf or whatever it may be. So there's definitely that world that now, if you do want to work at a golf club, that is something that's new now. Your task, Stephen, might be to bring in business corporate days into the golf facility or to sell memberships to a golf into a golf facility or manage their social media business or whatever it may be. So there's that world inside of golf. The other world, which is still golf, is think about all the brands now that are into golf. So you could even go and work for a Callaway or a Titleist or a TaylorMade as, again, their business strategy development manager.
Yeah.
What a job title. Where again, if you had $1 billion to go and buy TaylorMade, I mean, I would maybe bring Stephen on.
You'd need somebody on board if you bought TaylorMade.
So for that, like, there are roles in golf businesses as well, golf companies, startup companies, social media companies that we've seen just go through the roof recently. It might even be website designing. Again, if he's a business management, I've seen a lot of companies set up now that are bespoke golf club website designers. So they'll go to a local golf course, and the local golf course might be run by a committee, and nobody really knows how to set up a website, let's say. Stephen could go in and offer his services as a bespoke business director to a number of golf courses and set up all their websites to help them bring more traffic into their golf club, sell more tee time, sell more memberships, etc.
Got a question for you then. I remember one of the stories that you've told me is that when you were up and coming coaching pro at Trafford Golf Centre, if you had an hour free, it wasn't obviously very common, but sometimes when you did, you'd kind of walk down the range and get speaking to people or whatever and try and get more customers. So that was quite kind of entrepreneurial. You've come up with a good answer. There is jobs out there. They're not all about playing or whatever for Stephen. But what advice would you give him to actually go about getting involved? What should he just look for jobs, or should he try and reach out? Should he try something different? What would you give him advice wise?
I mean, it's probably quite difficult to me because I've only ever gained 2 jobs, like actually been given 2 jobs in my life. So my first one, well, let's say in the golf industry, my first job was at Mia.
Yeah.
That was my first job. And I came out of college and I was 18, didn't really know where I wanted. And all I did is I typed up a letter explaining my position. I wanted to work in the golf industry as an assistant professional. And I, at the time, posted it to probably around about 40 golf courses in the UK. Didn't matter where I wanted to go to. Mainly quite high prestige golf courses, because that's what I wanted to aim for really. And a lot of the time they came back to me saying, we've not got a job available now, unfortunately, blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. But then eventually, obviously, I did get a letter back from Mia, and they said, actually, we've got a position, do you want to come down for an interview? And I ended up getting interviewed and getting the job. Then from that was my only I actually reached out to gain a job at that position, because again, in golf, there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of people wanting jobs in golf, etc. So you could do that. You could put a business proposal together to all of these major manufacturers if that's what you wanted to work in, or all these different golf courses. An email now you can send just bulk, and you never know, it might just land on somebody's desk that day who's scratching their head going, how can we get more business into this, into our golf club? Suddenly Stephen's email pops up like it did on your podcast email, and suddenly people go, oh, this looks quite good. All right, so he doesn't want to make money unless we make money, so he's going to take 20% share on all incoming business. That's great. And Stephen could do that for 10 different golf courses, make 20% on all new business development for the next 5 years, sign them all in.
Stephen would be winning then.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Apart from that, check out, it's probably slightly more golf pro centric, but the PGA has a jobs board, certainly here in the UK, so you can go on pga.info/jobs or something like that, and there's a jobs board. And again, not only are jobs aimed at now assistant pros or head pros, there are so many more director of job roles and things like that available now as well.
I think another thing he's probably overlooking is the fact that when you, like you said earlier on, your Callaway, TaylorMade, your Strixon, every golf brand has sales reps. They might have 12, 15, 20 in the UK, depending on the size of the business, obviously. But a lot of those sales reps now, I've known a lot, I've worked with a lot. Some of them are ex-PGA or great players. Some of them might not be that great at golf, might be 25. Exactly. It doesn't always, obviously you have to know the industry and stuff like that, but it doesn't necessarily massively matter what your ability is. So if he's come out of uni at 25 whatever, and there's a job came up at, let's just say, TaylorMade or Callaway, and he applied, if his CV was good and he nailed his interview, there's no reason, I wouldn't see his handicap or holding him back. And even to some degree is lack of knowledge in the golf industry. That could be seen as a hindrance, but sometimes golf brands quite like that, because you might come in with, I don't know, he didn't give enough information, but he might have spent 5 years working in the retail industry at university, in a clothes shop or something. So he might come in with a different angle that actually could be really beneficial to that brand. Yeah.
And also you could even try retail shops like, golf shops, not pro shops, but like your American Golf, Clubhouse Golf.
They have loads of jobs at their head office.
So anyway, good luck, Stephen.
He's not going to get put into the prize draw.
But you don't win any prizes.